Y'all must be hungry or something. I need some energy. How y'all doing?
Good. Great.
Great, good, yeah. Y'all eat breakfast today?
Yes.
Yeah, what y'all ate?
I ate a honey bun.
Honey bun? That doesn't sound like a good diet, but hey, it's something better than nothing. How about you? What you ate today? Nothing? Well, you gotta eat something so you can be alert in class. My name is King Kevin. I'm an author and filmmaker. As a matter of fact, Mr. High, can you grab me 2 of those books, The Seven Queens and Courage to Believe? Yeah. I wrote 2 books, 2 films as well. I'm from, thank you, appreciate that. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Anybody been to Florida, Fort Lauderdale? Yeah? That's where I was born and raised. I've been in Atlanta, it'll be a year in April. I'm Haitian American, born in Fort Lauderdale, as I mentioned. Well, actually Pompano, which is next to Fort Lauderdale. And my family's from Haiti. And it's a pleasure to be here. So I'm glad you guys made it. Today's a great day to be alive. Y'all don't agree? Well, give yourself a round of applause. You alive, right? It's a great day to be alive. Probably the best day ever of your life, you know. But my 2 books I wrote are The Courage to Believe and 7 Types of Queens Teen Desire, which I'm going to talk about. And today, we're at Tucker High School, and I'm here for Black History Month. And as you can see, I'm in my African attire. I realize I chic is anyway. I don't just wait till February, because to me, Black History Month is every month. For real. Anybody agree with me? Let me just see your hands if you agree with me. Black History is every month. It's not just one month. It's every month. It's our ancestors, African ancestors who built this country, believe it or not. Right? From D.C. to Florida to Chicago, there was a lot of our African ancestors who built this country. Not just, Black history doesn't start with the plantations. You guys know that? No? What's your name, brother?
Cameron.
Cameron? When does Black history start? It's a hard question. I mean, you guys ever heard of Kush? Not the other Kush. I'm talking about the land of Kush. You ever heard of it? Kush is actually the original name of Ethiopia. And as a matter of fact, there's a lot more pyramids in the land of Kush than there are in Kemet. Anybody know what Kemet is? Egypt. I know you know. Honestly, these brothers, you look like Lawrence Fishburne a little bit.
Yeah, man. See, I chose teaching. Yeah, but I chose teaching over. I could have been in Hollywood. They wanted me to be a double like 8 years ago. Seriously.
I believe
I had an agent. They wanted me to be a double 8 years ago in Hollywood. I just don't like the things that go on in Hollywood. I'm not that type of person. I have ethics about myself and my body.
Y'all hear him? He have ethics about himself and his body. That's very important.
I ain't selling myself for no movie screen.
Oh,
If you see somebody on the
right.
If you see somebody on the movie screen, they did something to get on that screen.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
95% of the time.
Not all
right,
of the time.
95% of the time.
When you start, I need to let him get back to speaking,
Right.
but when you start seeing Black filmmakers and things like that, that didn't happen. Those are independents who started up and did it their way, did it the right way, the ethical way. That's why they have to just start at the bottom and then they build their brand up. But now it's built up because Netflix has allowed that to happen.
Independent filmmakers. We're going to get to that as well. Speaking of Lawrence Fishburne, I was actually just talking about Boys in the Hood. Anybody see that movie Boys in the Hood?
Nope, now I watch the archive.
No? It's a classic movie. Boys in the Hood, Men's Society, those are classic films. But let me get, before I lose track, there was a part in that movie Boys in the Hood where Lawrence Fishburne was talking to his son and letting him know about the responsibilities that he had and why the system is built to destroy him, to make sure he doesn't go to college, make sure he doesn't graduate, make sure that he goes to prison or die at an early age. I'm here today to tell you guys more about yourselves and who you are. Our history doesn't start with the plantations in America, in Georgia or Florida or North Carolina, South Carolina. It starts in Alkebu land, which is the original name of Africa. See this what I have on? Anybody knows what this is called?
Ink.
Say it again?
Ink.
Ankh. You close though. You know what it represents?
Key of life.
The key of life. But brother, here's sharp. Watch out for him. All right, that's what's up. What this actually is the key of life. It represents a few things. Let me take this off again. The circle represents the womb of a woman, right? The arms represents the arms of a man that's holding her up, and the legs, the bottom is representing his leg. The reason why I'm holding this up is because the arms, the cross, is actually creates the balance between the masculine and feminine energy. That's why in this book I have the arm on the cover to let people know what time it is. When I say what time it is, I'm letting them know that I'm going back to the motherland off top, so you know what's up. Actually, every single cross that you see today, from the cross of Christianity, even the swastika of the German,
all of them,
originates from this right here.
Tell them.
They're all over the motherland, whether it's Egypt, which we call Ethiopia, Kemet, which we call Egypt today, Kush, Ethiopia, the homie, which is West Africa, South Africa, whether it's on the pyramids, whether it's on scrolls, this is everywhere. Every single religion that uses the cross gets it from this sign here. Now, why is it that you guys don't know that? Why is it that black history starts on plantations here in America? Why is that?
Because
We
we help them.
Go ahead, help them.
It actually doesn't. It's recorded here in America, but it actually doesn't start there because a lot of things were lost because of the languages, religious and traditions were stripped of them, so they became lost. So they had to create new traditions when they came over here and started different. Except for people in South Carolina beginnings, they were able to come together as a community. Other than that, they just stripped us of our values, our religion, different things, so they had to reprogram.
And culture. These things had to be taken away from you so that you don't know who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, Malcolm X once said, if you don't know who you are, then you are whatever they tell you that you are. They tell you that you're a criminal, tell you that you are nothing, you're a ratchet. They tell you that you're nothing but a baby mama or baby daddy. Tell you that you are a prisoner. They're giving you these titles because words have what? Power. There's a lot of power in the written word. Our ancestors died sometimes just to even write a book. To even look at a book, pick up a book. You were lynched or killed if you were black. True story. I'm going to show you guys a dream I had back in 2013. Actually, right before I released this book. I had a slave dream. True story, right? I had a dream that I was on a plantation, and I had a boo on another plantation. Right? She was maybe a few miles away. So we used to write letters. Somehow I learned in this dream how to write letters and things like that. She knew how to write as well, but we secretly wrote letters to one another. And one day, one of the other enslaved Africans, I don't call them slaves, enslaved Africans, had snitched and told the overseer, who told the master that, you know, Brother Kevin knows how to write letters. And matter of fact, he had a stash of letters and books. Right? So what ended up happening is that the slave master came, tied me up, and whooped and beat me to try to make me tell them where I put the actual letters, where are the stash of books that I had. I wouldn't tell them.
Sorry, it's my brother from London.
Your brother from London?
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, what part is he in? Richmond?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Richmond is the hood of London.
He's my brother from another mother. He's an Indian guy.
No doubt, no doubt. I was actually in London 2 years ago, but I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
But in this dream, I actually had to reveal where I had these letters. And so when I woke up from the dream, I was like, why would I have a dream about being a slave and being able to write? And I started to thinking that, okay, possibly it was my ancestors trying to tell me that you just can't be writing books, just be writing to make money. Because I'm about making money. Anybody like making money? Yeah? Now all money is good money now. You, just to let you know that. But I like making legal money. Let's put it like that. So I couldn't just, to me it was a message telling me that my writing wasn't just a writing for me, but it was actually that the future generations understand how important they are and how they can become whoever you plan on being. You have to have a goal in life. You have to have a strategy in life on where you're going. Matter of fact, you have to write it down, what you're going to get into. As a matter of fact, we might do it right now. I practice something called SBE. It represents speak it, believe it, and execute the plan. So repeat after me. Speak it, believe it, execute the plan. All right, now next time I say this, I want you guys to give you a lot more energy, but for time's sake, I'm going to pause right there. But what does that mean, speaking? What am I talking about? Talking about what?
To verbally say what you want to accomplish.
Verbally say what you want to accomplish. What's your name, Queen?
Donwa.
What's your name?
Donwa.
Donwa?
Yes.
Where you from?
I'm from California.
California. All right, west side in the house. As a matter of fact, any queens in the house?
All y'all
Any queens in the house? Ain't no
All y'all
queens in here?
should raise y'all hand. All y'all should
What?
raise y'all.
All right.
Y'all love it?
Let me rewind. Any women in the
Are you a
house?
queen?
Any ladies in the house? Say something.
All y'all do.
Any kings in the house? And let me say hoorah or something. Holla at me. Any kings in the house? Wow. All right, let me ask this question.
Man, this is awesome that you're doing it.
I appreciate that.
Because this is really, they don't really know who they are.
They don't-
When you say queen, every young lady should raise their hand.
They should raise their hand or
All
say,
the boys should have stood up and been like, yeah. Because they don't really understand. And I understand why they don't understand. Because they're being programmed from the TV.
oh, we getting ready to reverse that. We getting to reverse all of that.
Yeah.
Now, speaking means speaking your plans you have for the future. Believing represents believing in the plans that you have for your future. You gotta believe it. I can't believe it for you. He can't believe it for you. She can't believe it for you. You gotta believe in yourself. Execute the plan. What plan am I talking about? Execute the plan. Anybody? Anybody knows? The one you believe in, the one you have written down. How many of you guys have a life plan for yourself? Yeah, show of hands. Just raise your hands high so I can see you. That's about half the class, about 3/4 of the class. You gotta have one. Now, all right, put your hands down. Why did I say that? Did you know, as a matter of fact, please remind me, I got a cash reward for anybody who can answer a question I'm gonna ask. So if I don't answer the question later, just remind me, all right, if I forget the answer. Did you know that writing down your goals increases your chances of success? Take a guess on what percentage does your chance of success increases when you write down your goals? 150? 95?
92, 25.
Hold on, what was the question? What was the question?
When you write down your goals,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, I got $20 for you right now if you answer this question. I'm asking one time.
You $20 what?
Now I got your attention. The question was, did I answer your question?
No, I didn't hear.
All right.
Yeah.
How much are your chances of success increases when you write down your goals?
Oh,
99. 99.
90. That's fine.
85%.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, you increase your chance of success by 1,000% when you write down your goals. 1,000%. So when I say that, what do you think your next task is to do? Write down your goals. Not only write them down, but write them down and speak them to yourself every day if you have to. I used to do that every day for like the past 10 years, but actually 11 years. There's a journal that I have, it's not this one, but it's a journal that I have. It's red and I call it King Kevin's Dreams. There's 65 goals in this journal, right? 65. Take a guess how many I accomplished.
35. Half of them already.
80.
35.
About 25.
I know you know.
About 25 of
Yeah,
them.
fast. Checking them off. Checking them
them off.
off.
These two books were one of the plans. This one, The Courage to Believe, is an inspirational story about how I overcame adversity in life through the grace of God. Right? Graduating college, raised up in a single parent home. Defeating the system. Matter of fact, I was locked up at one point. I did about a year in jail. I didn't go to prison. But I could have though. It was a burglary, but they charged it as a robbery. And I was trying to get in and out of jail. I didn't know the system at the time. I was only 19. I was young and dumb. And hang around the wrong type of people. The type of people you hang around with, they're the ones that determine how far you go. Whether it's on a positive level or on a negative level. The choice is yours. Birds of a feather flock together. I know you guys heard that before, right? guys ever heard that before? Birds of a feather fall together?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
You haven't heard that? I know you have. Now, I should think that it was okay. If I hang around good people, good things happen, bad people, bad things happen. In essence, yeah, it's true. But it's really the type of energy, the type of conversation they have. Some of your friends are going to talk about drugs. Some of your friends talk about partying all the time. Some of your friends are only going to talk about sex all the time. Some of your friends are only going to talk about is business, starting businesses, writing books, producing a film, going to college.
GPA.
Scholarships. You want to hang around those type of friends because in the future you're going to see over time that they are successful. And then you're going to notice the ones that's always talking about partying and drugs and sex are dead or in prison or have some sort of STD that they're dying from. So the choice is yours on what type of friends you want to hang around with. Trust me, it will save your life to hang around people that are talking about positive things. All right? Now this book was also on my list, 7 Types of Queens King Desire. This is a compare and contrast of ancient queens with women of today. You want me to say that again? It's a compare and contrast of ancient queens with women of today. Now, as you notice, you probably can't really see it. That's one thing I should put on the projector. But are you able to get it on the website on here?
He would have to just log in.
When he comes in, ask him to go to my website.
Oh, he has it pulled up already.
He has my website pulled up? Which
No,
one?
I'm just saying it's the computer.
I want you to go to 7 Queens, 7 Kings. No, matter of fact, go to KevinDorival.com. KevinDorival. D as in David. Right. Dorival.com. I have like 3 websites, by the way. I didn't even tell you guys what I do. But anyway, I started writing this book because a woman broke my heart a long time ago. You know, it's like, anybody heart ever been broken before? No? She broke my heart. I thought she was the one. I'm 39 years old now. I just turned 39 February 7th. So, thank you. I'm still accepting birthday gifts. So you guys, you know, I still am. I celebrate the whole month, so this is the last day. Well, I think I appreciate it. So that's why I started writing this book, because I was asking myself, okay, I thought she was the one that was a queen for me, but then she wasn't. So what type of queen do I want? Like, what type of queen do I really want? So as I started writing it, I started doing research. That's the book right there. Go scroll down a little bit. You can see if you can click on that, on the book right here. Yeah.
This one?
Right. Can you click on it? Or you can click on it and find out more. Right. It takes it. And so that's my website. So you guys want to check me out. It's KevinDorival.com. My Instagram is @CourageToBelieve. You can scroll down a little bit. Does it enlarge when you click on the book? I guess it doesn't. Don't worry about it. If it doesn't, it's cool. So you go back to the screen, the previous screen. I just want to pull up the website a little bit. And so when I started researching, I realized there was so much about women that I didn't know. You know, there's so much power in respecting and reverencing women that I just didn't know about. For instance, Queen Aset. Anybody ever heard of resurrection? What's the resurrection? You said it's not possible? All right. What story do you hear about when you hear about the resurrection?
Jesus.
In Jesus, right. Now, the first recorded resurrection wasn't when Jesus was resurrected from the dead. It was when Queen Aset woke up her husband from the dead, King Asar, in Kemet. And where's Kemet?
Egypt.
Kemet is Egypt. That was the first recorded resurrection. As a matter of fact, it's still on the pyramid walls. It represents the power of a woman. As a matter of fact, the Pope still has a statue of Queen Aset. All the popes have a statue of a black woman, which is represented by the Black Madonna. In the future, you hear about that. They still have a Black Madonna statue in their closet that they pray to. You will never see that, but they do. Why is that? Because they understand that she's the original woman. They understand the powers of the Black Queen. Not just, you know, that all women are powerful. Only women have the power to give birth. But the Black Queens especially, you have a powerful essence that the system is built to tear that down. Oh, play that. Yeah, play that. Put it on pause and I'll tell you to play it, but let's see if it's going to... And it's a Spanish screen. All right. Right. Pause it for a second. Pause it. Just tap on it. Yeah. That's my trailer. We're gonna get back to that. So that's just one example. Then the black cat. You guys ever heard of the black cat? When you think about a black cat, what do you think about? Bad luck. Believe it or not, the black cat is good luck. Why do I say that? This society, especially in America, they want to take you away from your history. In Kemet, they didn't worship the black cat, but they worshiped a black goddess named Bastet, was represented by the black cat. And so they started this propaganda. Propaganda is a very popular word. Anybody knows what propaganda is?
It's like
Raise your hand. What's propaganda? Who can answer that question? Someone in the back over here. Who does propaganda is?
Biased advertising.
Biased advertising. Hitler had a great propaganda campaign against the Jews. The U.S. system has a great propaganda against, especially black men. That's why they project all these images on television, so you can think that you're inherently criminal. Anybody that's non-white, Hispanic, Asian, but many black men and women that you're criminal, inherently criminal. That you're this is a criminal society. That we come from criminalization. This is a criminalization type of society where they want to project that image so that you can act that way. That's why you see so much negativity in the news, social media, newspapers, because they want you to think that. Now the black cat, they make us think that it's bad luck because they want you to stay away from the history. Not necessarily to stay away from the black cat itself, but to stay away from the history of the black cat or where it comes from. Now, this video, the teacher was still there, and let me play this video for you guys right quick. Who liked that video? I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Would you buy it? Huh? Every woman needs to read this book. It's not just about black women, but it's a comparative trash of all women, all cultures, but there's an emphasis on black queens because a lot of sisters don't know who they are. Go on Instagram right now. You see a bunch of females, not just black, but you see, I call a lot of black women. You see a lot of them doing what? Twerking, showing off parts of their body. They don't understand their value. The system is designed to over-sexualize our women, and there's a lot more power about you in your heart and your mind, all right? We have about 200 billion brain cells. 200 billion brain cells that can think, that can create the world around you. That's why you gotta watch the words you speak, because the words you speak is gonna determine where you're going like. Which goes back to what? The SBE. Repeat after me again. Speak it.
Speak it.
Now you gotta say it loud now. Speak it as if you believe it. Speak it.
Speak it.
Believe it.
Believe it.
Execute the plan.
Execute the plan.
All right, amen. So, and for the guys, and as a matter of fact, if you have any questions, raise your hand at any point in time, and I'll answer them. Any point in time. As a matter of fact, I might give you some money. Now, a little bit about myself, some more. I actually, I graduated college in 2005, political science major, and minor in marketing. I also, and before, let me rewind a little bit. I graduated high school. I hung around the wrong type of friends. You know, they were robbing, selling dope. I needed money. So I ended up doing the same things. Ended up in jail, got out. but while I was in there, I wrote a game plan for myself. I'm gonna do X, Y, Z. As a matter of fact, I wrote a list. See this right here? I took a sheet of paper like this, and I have put a line down the middle, positives and negatives. I wrote down all the positive things I had going on for myself, and all the negative things I had going on for myself. Guess what side had a longer list? The negative side. That's to me, when I seen that, I was like, wow, I got to change some things if I'm gonna get out of the situation and become who my mother wanted me to become. Before my mom passed away, and even since I was like in elementary, I wanted to graduate college to give her that. You know what I'm saying? I want to give her that victory. I want to give her that Super Bowl. So I got out. First thing I did is try to sign back for school. So the dope money that I made, that I sold, I used that money to pay for my school. So it wasn't through scholarships. It was through actually, through the drug money. So that's the smart thing I ever did. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the rims, the cars, the jewelry, the smart thing I ever did was invest in myself. Which is a smart thing that each and every one of you can do for yourself. And from there, went to school, focused, graduated in 2005, major in political science, minor in marketing. But with my criminal record, it was hard for me to actually get a job. Because once you get a criminal record, you have this, a negative report about yourself. So nobody gonna hire you, especially when you do a background check. So guess what I did? I didn't sell drugs. Guess what I did? Anybody want to take a guess? No, I didn't do that. Who take a guess on what I did? Huh? Entrepreneur. I started my own business, started my own marketing company, right? And which was started as one-man army, which was my first. It was a marketing promotion company for clubs. I was to host clubs. And then from there, I said, you know what? I'd rather chase some checks. So I started transitioning from there. Went back to school, got the certification as a webmaster, which is internet marketing and social media and all that good stuff. And I started, I transitioned from One Man Army Incorporated, which became Skyview Marketing, which started everything. Now back to One Man Army Inc. One Man Army Inc. is actually, One Man Army is tattooed on my back. It represents an ambitious man who's willing to do anything by any righteous means to succeed. So I started a clothing line because as I was in the clubs, I had the One Man Army t-shirts that I printed myself. It's just fancy letters. Actually, they're on my website, but you can go to my website, kevindorival.com. And so I was wearing these shirts, but everybody would ask me, hey, where you get that shirt from? I said, it's my shirts. I got asked that question so many times, finally it hit. I need to start selling these shirts. You know how the cartoons, there's a light bulb that goes off? I used to think for a very long time, up until I think 4th, 5th grade, there is no light bulb in your head. That's just cartoons. But a light bulb went off and started selling the shirts. And then the females, I was like, what about the women? But guess what I started? One Woman Army. So then I actually sold a lot more of the female shirts than the men's shirts. So I had the tank tops for the girls, the baseball shirts with the different color sleeves. You guys don't want to talk about, I don't know what you call them. But cute little shirts. And some of them had these little diamonds on them. And then from there, I want to get a trademark. So I had to go to trademark license, which is through DC. It costs about $400, $500 to get the trademark, so that no one else can steal the idea. Because so many people were buying these shirts. I was like Master P or NWA back in the day, selling the shirts out my trunk. A lot of people were buying. I'm selling like a couple hundred shirts a week. And from there, had to go to trademark court, and then the U.S. Army tried to block me from getting the trademark because the U.S. Army used to have this thing called Army of One. So they said that the One Man Army was too similar. So instead of it taking 6 months to get a trademark, it took me almost 2 years to get a trademark. But guess what? I beat the U.S. Army in court. So you're looking at somebody who not only is talking a good game, but I actually walk the walk. I don't just talk the talk. And my friends and family was telling me, don't fight the U.S. Army. Why? Because you don't want that kind of enemy. I said, I ain't doing nothing illegal. This is legit. This is my idea. I'm not copying them. It's my thing. And I beat them. No one has ever beat them in court, in trademark court. Matter of fact, the trademark attorney told me that my chance of success was slim to none. But I beat them anyway. Why? Because I spoke it, I believed it, and I executed the plan. Fast forward. Let's go. how much forward should we go? This book here, The Courage to Believe, I wrote a stage play and did a book signing. The judge that I had back in the day, as a matter of fact, if you guys have cell phones and you're on Instagram, take a picture of me while I'm up here and post it. Tell them support this king. You feel me? Please do that. My judge, who was my judge when I was locked up, I invited him to my book signing, and guess what? He came through. I didn't even know he came through. It was a packed house. We had a stage play. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give a couple copies away. This is the stage play right here, The Courage to Believe. So we did a book signing stage play at the same time in Fort Lauderdale at a place called African American Research Library. There's only like 3 of them in the country, if I'm not mistaken. As a matter of fact, maybe 4 now, because Washington, D.C. just opened a big one, which I'm going to go see next month in March. So I published this, and then I created a documentary after it. So the reason why I'm sharing these things with you guys, so I can get that creative entrepreneur spirit going in you to understand that if you got an idea, write it down. Don't share it with everybody. Everybody's not going to be happy for your success. Matter of fact, some people may just try to steal it. But if you got an idea, write it down and research on how you could accomplish them. Like Marcus Garvey did with UNIA. Anybody heard of Marcus Garvey? You know what? I just came from it's not a seminar, but it was an event based around Marcus Garvey. The Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey was a Jamaican man from early 1900s, like 1920s. He was doing his thing, and he had something called a UNIA, which is a Universal Negro Improvement Association, right? He started a Black Star Line, which is one of the first boats ever bought by a black person. He started the Negro World back around 1910. You guys ever heard of Booker T. Washington? Well, him and Booker T. Washington was around the same time. So him and Booker T. Washington was writing letters. Booker T. Washington wrote a book called Up From Slavery. Up From Slavery is what made Marcus Garvey want to come to America to start his program here in America. The reason why I'm bringing up Marcus Garvey is because he was one of the first multi-millionaires in America. And it's actually criminal that the school systems never taught us about Marcus Garvey. Because he was one of the people that was like, why we don't know our history? Why are we celebrating and studying all these other cultures, European cultures, Asian cultures, but not black cultures? Why we don't know that we were kings and queens? Why we don't know that our history doesn't start in the plantations? Because it's designed that way to keep you thinking a certain way. To keep you thinking that you're nothing but a servant, when you're more than a servant. We are the first astrologers, first scientists, first agriculturalists, first inventors of the world. But we don't know those things. Why is that? Because it wants you to keep your mind on the plantations so that you can always have a servant attitude about yourself. And what I said earlier, what Malcolm X said, if you don't know who you are whoever they tell you that you are. Without knowing your history, without knowing your black history, you are a tree with no roots. How can a tree with no roots stand? They can't stand. Your roots are your culture. Your roots are your history. Other person that I studied, and the reason why I'm mentioning these people is because you need